Hi guys, my name is Tahnee and I'm a hypnobirthing teacher and I used to do pregnancy wellness retreats before coronavirus came around, and Nessa invited me on to have a discussion with you guys about baby loss awareness, and it's so important that we discuss this topic and talk about it not just in Baby Loss Awareness Week but all the time, because so many people suffer in silence, and I am working on breaking the stigma around it because I myself have suffered and have been a victim of baby loss. In June this year, I lost my little boy during labour to something called uterine rupture, and he passed away due to starvation of oxygen. It's been a really difficult time, and I think if I didn't feel like I could open up and talk about it, it would be a much harder journey to walk. So that's one of my main goals, is breaking the stigma and really opening the conversation and empowering others to do so as well. So firstly, I just wanted to talk about self-care for bereaved mothers. Often women and other people forget that during this time after the loss that you're in the postnatal period. So just like any other postnatal mum, it's so important that you are giving your body the time to heal, giving your mind the time to heal, and giving yourself the chance to reflect on the most hardest thing you will ever have to go through in your life. And some little tips that really helped for me was taking some time to be mindful. It's really difficult to be present in the here and now when the here and now is such a hard place to be, but there really is no other place to be. So really embracing all that comes with your grief and leaning into it. So a little tip is, when you wake up in the morning, just sitting on your bed and giving yourself a couple of minutes just to breathe, and taking that time with yourself, a nice deep breath in, and just release the air out. Give yourself that time before looking at your phone, before going on social media, before doing anything that could change the thoughts of your day. Just taking some time for yourself. Secondly, booking yourself in for a massage, some reflexology or acupuncture. Acupuncture can be so helpful for grief and has really supported me on my journey. Not just grief, if you've had a C-section delivery with your baby that you've lost, it can be really helpful for women who have miscarried. So anything when it comes to baby loss, acupuncture can really support that, and other holistic medicines like reflexology. So look into the options available around you. And that brings me to, what can the people around you do to help you? What can they do to support? So one thing that a lot of my friends and family have done, and when they hear this, they'll feel so bad that they did this, but it's really important that I address it, is saying, if you need me or if you need anything, let me know. And what that does is it puts the onus on the grieving parent to reach out and ask for help. And at a time when you are in the depths of despair, the last thing that you want to be thinking about doing is asking somebody for something. So rather than saying, let me know if you need anything, say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z at this time when works for you. So telling them what you're going to be doing, whether that's going to be cooking some meals and leaving it on your doorstep, whether that's going to be looking after your older children, just as a friend or a family member, make a suggestion of what you think would be good for that person and tell them that's what you're doing, and just ask them when works for them. Equally, an amazing thing that you can do is getting a voucher for something like self-care, so a massage, reflexology, whatever that is. Because self-care is hard when you're grieving. It's so tough. And a lot of bereaved parents feel an immense amount of guilt and feel like why should they look after themselves? But it's so important that they're given the opportunity to do that. And lastly, what resources are out there? It's so important that bereaved parents know where they can seek support. And I found it really difficult in the early days to look up websites or, search in Google. I couldn't even look at my phone. The thought of it gave me anxiety. So as a family member, finding the places for resources for that bereaved parent would be really helpful. But I'm just going to list a few of them for you here now. So SANS charity is fantastic. They have a helpline that you can call to get support. Equally, they fund research into baby loss awareness, finding out the reasons for why babies pass. And the bereavement suite that we had in the hospital that we were in was funded by SANS, so it was really, really supportive for us and really helpful. Secondly, Teddy's Wish, who I work with a lot, and they have supported us immensely in our journey. They offer us bereavement counseling, which is fully funded. We do that every week, and our counsellor is amazing. We have such a great connection with her, and it's so important to have that. Even if you feel like you're not depressed, or you feel like you don't want to talk to somebody, counselling helps so much. And recognizing that as a couple, your relationship will change. So just how important couples counselling is after loss as well. Teddy's Wish have also funded retreats, and we went on a bereavement retreat with them, and it was so healing to be around other bereaved parents. I can't describe that feeling of unity. It's tough. When you hear other parents' stories, it just throws you back into the eye of the storm all over again. But it was so helpful for us to be around them and feel that sense of unity. So bereavement retreats through Teddy's Wish is fantastic. And then other quick ones I'm just going to mention. You've got Tommy's, For Louis, Kicks Count as well into prevention of baby loss, have been really helpful. So yeah, you've got SANS, Teddy's Wish, Tommy's, Kicks Count. I think that's all of it. And I will link a load more for you in the comment section below. So thank you all for listening, taking the time, and yeah, I really appreciate you allowing me to share.